Ever feel like navigating an international airport is less like a vacation and more like an Olympic sport, where the gold medal is just like not getting deported? Well, buckle up, buttercups, because today we're diving into the wild, wonderful, and sometimes terrifying world of international flights. Did you know some countries actually weigh your luggage on arrival? I'm not even kidding. Okay, maybe I'm kidding. Mostly. But the truth is, international travel can be a minefield. So, if you don't want to end up sleeping in the airport, like I may or may not have done once or twice, stick around. All right, let's start with the stuff you need to do before you even think about packing that questionable Hawaiian shirt. Preparation is key, and a little planning goes a long way in making your travel experience smooth and stress-free. First up, getting to the airport early. This might seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many people cut it close. Think of it like a first date. You'd rather be the one awkwardly waiting at the restaurant, checking your watch every 5 minutes, than be the one who's like 2 hours late because you couldn't find your lucky socks. Trust me, punctuality can save you a lot of headaches. And that brings us to documents. These little pieces of paper and plastic are your lifeline when traveling. Your passport is your magic key to international adventure. Treat it like the precious golden ticket it is. Without it, you're not going anywhere. Keep it safe, keep it clean, and maybe even give it a little pep talk the night before. A little encouragement never hurt anyone, right? Speaking of paperwork, for the love of all that is holy, don't forget a pen. You'd be amazed at how often this simple item is overlooked. Seriously, it's like bringing your own lightsaber to a Star Wars convention. Essential. You'll need it for filling out forms, jotting down notes, and maybe even doodling to pass the time. You do not want to be that person desperately trying to borrow a pen from a grumpy stranger on the plane. Trust me, it's awkward and avoidable. Pro tip for everyone: scan all your important documents. Passport, visa, itinerary, that embarrassing childhood photo your mom still uses as your contact picture, and email them to yourself. This is a lifesaver. That way, if your bag decides to take an unexpected vacation to Bora Bora without you, you've got a digital backup. Now, let's talk luggage. This is where many travelers stumble. We've all been there, staring into the abyss of an overstuffed suitcase, wondering if we really need 12 pairs of shoes for a weekend trip. My advice? Pack light. It's easier said than done, but it's worth it. Seriously, less is more. You'll move faster, have less to worry about, and you might even have room for souvenirs. Unless you're planning on trekking through the Amazon rainforest, you can probably survive on half the clothes you think you need. Be realistic about what you'll actually wear. And trust me, your back will thank you. No one wants to start their trip with a sore back from lugging around a heavy suitcase. Here's a little secret weapon: packing cubes. These are game changers for keeping your stuff organized. These bad boys are like tiny, organized apartments for your clothes. They help you maximize space and keep everything in its place. They compress everything, keep things tidy, and make finding that one specific sock a breeze. No more digging through a jumbled mess. And while we're on the subject of packing, let's talk about liquids. This is where many travelers get tripped up. Remember the 3-1-1 rule: 3.4 ounces, 100 milliliters per container, all in one quart-sized, clear plastic zip-top bag, and one bag per passenger. It's a simple rule, but crucial. I know, it seems like a lot to remember, but trust me, it's better than having your favorite shampoo confiscated by airport security. No one wants to start their trip with a bad hair day. Okay, You've packed your bags, organized your documents, and you're ready to go. But wait, there's one more thing. But before you head out the door, there's one more crucial step: checking in online. This can save you a lot of time and hassle. Most airlines allow you to check in online 24 hours before your flight. Take advantage of this feature. This way, you can skip the long lines at the airport and go straight to security. It's a small step that makes a big difference. Plus, you can usually choose your seat, so you don't end up stuck in that dreaded middle seat. A little planning goes a long way in making your travel experience enjoyable. Okay, you've made it to the airport. Take a deep breath, soak in the sights and smells of overpriced coffee and desperation. Just kidding, it's not that bad. Airports are bustling hubs of activity, filled with people from all walks of life, each with their own story and destination. But seriously, the airport can be a confusing, overwhelming place, especially if you're a first-time flyer. The sheer number of people, the constant announcements, and the maze-like layout can make anyone's head spin. So, let's break this down, step by step, to make it as painless as possible. With a little preparation and a lot of patience, you'll navigate this like a pro. Security checkpoint shuffle. Think of security as a highly choreographed dance, except instead of dancing, you're taking off your shoes, digging for your boarding pass, and praying your laptop doesn't explode. It's a delicate balance of speed and precision. Remember, liquids and gels in a clear baggie, electronics out, and no water bottles. This is non-negotiable. Seriously, they will confiscate that precious H2O faster than you can say dehydration. It's almost like they have a sixth sense for spotting water bottles. But don't worry, here's where that empty water bottle comes in handy. It's a travel hack that seasoned flyers swear by. Just fill it up after you get through security. Most airports have water fountains or refill stations. Boom! Hydration, and you've outsmarted the system. Plus, it's eco-friendly. Check-in chaos. Okay, so you've conquered security, congrats. But the journey isn't over yet. Now, if you haven't already checked in online, prepare for round 2. The check-in line. This is where patience truly becomes a virtue. These lines can be longer than a CVS receipt, especially during peak travel times. It's a test of endurance and mental fortitude. My advice: channel your inner Zen master. Have your documents ready, smile sweetly at the agent, and resist the urge to strangle the person who just cut the line with their 8 screaming children. It's all about keeping your cool. It's all about maintaining a positive attitude, even when your flight is delayed and your blood sugar is crashing. A good snack can be a lifesaver. The immigration interrogation. This is where things can get a little intense, especially for first-time international travelers. The key is to stay calm and collected. Don't worry, they're just doing their job. It's a routine process, but it can feel intimidating. Just answer their questions truthfully, be polite, and don't make any sudden movements. They're trained to spot nervous behavior. They'll probably ask you basic stuff like, where are you going and why are you going there? Simple, straightforward answers are best. Avoid saying anything that sounds even remotely like you're planning to overthrow the government, smuggle exotic birds, or start a black market chewing gum ring. Humor is not your friend here. Just keep it simple, keep it honest, and try not to make eye contact. It can be nerve-wracking, but you'll get through it. Gate Gauntlet. Congratulations, you've made it through immigration. That's a huge milestone. You're in the home stretch. The hardest part is over. Now, find your gate and settle in for the long haul. This is your chance to relax a bit. Airports are basically gigantic shopping malls with airplanes attached, so finding your gate can sometimes feel like navigating a maze designed by a toddler on a sugar rush. It's easy to get distracted. My advice: find your gate early, scope out the snack situation. Pro tip: airport food is notoriously overpriced, so pack some snacks if you can. And charge your phone. You'll thank yourself later. Boarding time is not the time to realize your gate is 3 miles away and your phone is at 2% battery. Plan ahead to avoid this stress. Trust me, I've been there. It's not pretty. But with a little preparation, you can avoid these common pitfalls and make your airport experience as smooth as possible. Chapter 3: Tailored Travel Tips. Advice for every type of traveler. Now, let's tailor this advice a bit to fit your unique travel personality. Whether you're a seasoned globetrotter or a first-time flyer, there's something here for everyone. Because let's face it, we don't all experience the joys of air travel in the same way. Each traveler has their own quirks and preferences. For the anxious first-timer, it's okay to be nervous. It's a new experience, and it's natural to feel a bit overwhelmed. Traveling can be stressful, especially if you're new to the whole flying thing. The hustle and bustle of the airport can be intimidating. My advice? Plan your route in advance. Allow extra time for everything. Seriously, like double the amount of time you think you need, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Familiarize yourself with the airport layout and your flight details. Airport staff are generally very helpful, and they'd much rather point you in the right direction than have you wandering around aimlessly like a lost puppy. They are there to assist you. For the frequent flyer who thinks they know it all, okay, hotshot. You might have a routine, but there's always room for improvement. You've flown a million miles, you know the airport layout like the back of your hand, and you can practically smell a delayed flight before it's even announced. But don't get too complacent. But have you checked the latest TSA rules? Things change. Regulations can be updated frequently. Security procedures are constantly evolving, so it's always a good idea to brush up on the latest regulations before you fly. This can save you time and hassle at the checkpoint. And just a reminder, being a jerk to the gate agent doesn't make the flight go faster. Patience and politeness go a long way. In fact, it usually has the opposite effect. A little kindness can make your travel experience much smoother. For the traveling parents, traveling with children, it's a whole different ball game. The ultimate test of patience, preparedness, and the ability to function on minimal sleep. My advice: pack snacks. Lots of them. Lots of snacks and toys. Keep them entertained to avoid mid-flight meltdowns. And maybe a portable DVD player loaded with cartoons. Anything to keep them occupied. Basically, turn your carry-on into a mobile entertainment center. Be prepared for anything. Also, earplugs. For you, a little peace and quiet can go a long way. And for all you lovebirds out there on a romantic getaway, enjoy the journey together. Try not to get too handsy in the security line. Save the romance for later. It's not exactly the most romantic setting, and you might get some unwanted attention from airport security. Keep it cool. And finally, for those of you traveling solo, embrace the freedom. It's your adventure. You can set your own schedule, explore at your own pace, and make spontaneous decisions. And maybe even strike up a conversation with a fascinating stranger. You never know who you might meet. Just be sure to keep your belongings close and let someone know your itinerary. Safety first, always. Okay, travelers, let's recap the 3 most important things to remember for your very first international flight. 1. Plan ahead and arrive early. Seriously, it makes a world of difference in your travel experience. 2. Have your documents organized and ready. You don't want to be that person holding up the line because you can't find your passport. 3. Be polite and patient. Flying can be stressful, but a little kindness goes a long way. And that's it. You're now officially equipped to conquer that international flight like a total pro. Don't forget to subscribe for more travel hacks, tips, and adventures. Share this video with your travel buddies and let me know in the comments where you're headed next. Happy travels, and I'll see you in the next exciting video.